Okay, so welcome. We're going to do some math. So here's a little review on unit conversion. Unit conversion. And we're going to start with the basics, which is just canceling units to get what you want. And to do this, we're really going to start with something simple. We're just going to go from one kind of units to the other. So all you really need to know is what you're starting with, the units you want to end up with, and the conversion factors that you're going to need, which you can usually look up somewhere. Okay, so in this case, let's say we know that we have walked 2 miles and we want to figure out what that is in meters. So we have 2 miles and we want to go to, we don't know what the answer is in meters. In order to figure out our conversion factors, so this is our problem. I'll call this problem 1. Our conversion factors are going to be what we know about miles and meters. So we know 1 mile, that's going to be equal to 1.609 kilometers. We also know that for every kilometer, we have 1,000 meters, okay? So here's our conversion factors. Here's our problem. Now we just have to set this up. So we start with our 2 miles. Now we want to find a way to cancel miles. Well, we know since these things are equivalent, right? If we divide equal things, so put one over the other, then we get 1. So that means 1 mile over 1.609 kilometers is 1. It also means 1.609 kilometers divided by 1 mile, that's going to be equal to 1. So this whole thing equals 1. Okay, so we're multiplying 2 miles by 1. So we're not changing what we're doing at all, but we're just changing units. Okay, but of course we want this to be in meters. So once again, we have to cancel. So we say 1 kilometer. So we know that the kilometers will cancel is 1,000 meters. You can also say 1 meter is 10 to the negative 3 kilometers. That works too. It gives you pretty much the same thing. Okay. When you look at this, you have miles canceling, so numerator, denominator, and then we're also going to have kilometers canceling, which means that our final answer is going to be in meters, which is what we wanted. Okay. So here we plug all this stuff in, preferably in a calculator, and we find that we get 6,436 meters. If we were given a better sense of the sig figs, we could do that too. It looks like we have about 4 from here, assuming this is an exact 2 miles. So to be really precise, we'd probably want to write this 2.000 miles. But in this case, sometimes it doesn't really matter too much. Okay. So here's our answer. And all we've done to get from here to here is multiply by 1 twice, right? We have 2 ratios that both give us 1. All right. We can do something a little bit more complicated, like a second problem, where we talk about converting something with more than 1 units or more complex units. So let's say we want to convert from the density of propane, which we're given in pounds per feet cubed. So 36.28 pounds per feet cubed. And we want to convert this to a value in kilograms per meter cubed because we do everything in metric, okay? So if we want to do that, the conversion factors we're going to need are pounds to grams. So 1 pound is approximately, and this squiggly line means approximately, so it's not going to be super precise, 454 grams, all right? And we know that 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters. So because this is the metric system, this will have a slightly more complex conversion factor. because we'll have to also convert from grams to kilograms and centimeters to meters cubed. And we'll go through this in the most detail possible. So we'll start with our value, which is 36.28 pounds per foot cubed, okay? And then we'll immediately multiply that by this conversion factor, 454 grams over 1 pound, okay? And the reason we want to do that is right away that cancels our units of pounds, okay? Then we're going to continue because we know we need this in kilograms, so we're going to convert grams to kilograms. So 1 kilogram, that's 1,000 grams. So once again, this whole thing as a ratio equals 1 because we know 1 kilogram is equivalent to 1,000 grams. So that got rid of our thing. So remember, also here we start with 4 sig figs. Here we have 3 sig figs. So we're already down to 3 sig figs. The next things should be exact. So converting from feet to inches, right? That means we want to do 1 foot is 12 inches, but we want to cube this because we know this is feet cubed, okay? Then we also have 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters, also cubed, and we have 1 centimeter is equal to 10 to the negative 2 meters. You could also say 100 centimeters is equal to 1 meter, and this is also cubed. So as you go through this, you can see grams cancels grams. We want to keep kilograms. We know that feet cubed should cancel feet cubed. We know that centimeters should cancel centimeters. And we know that inches should cancel inches. So what we end up with when we get to the end of this is something in kilograms and then meters cubed, okay? When we plug all this stuff in, that's going to give us 581.672 kilograms per meter cubed. But remember, our sig figs say the minimum sig figs we have here is going to be 3. So that means all of this is essentially meaningless. And we just bring this back over as our new value. And that's our answer. So that's a slightly more complicated unit conversion. But remember, the key here is that we're just taking our original thing and multiplying it by 1 and multiplying it by 1 using our conversion factors.